Kia ora koutou, welcome to another episode of the Let's Talk podcast, episode 7, I believe. Thanks so much for joining us, whatever platform you are on. It is Sunday, the 30th of June, one day until we can finally claim our tax for the year, which is the most exciting part of my week, or something I'm looking forward to anyway. But whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, yes, everyone, we have a Twitch page. Who would have thought would see the day where that was possible? Well, it is. So wherever you're watching from, we thank you so much for your viewership. Please, throughout the night, if you do have any questions or you want to be a part of the discussion, please send a comment through the comment section. Make sure we get it up on the screen and answer those questions that you do have of myself or my guests. But before we get to introducing the co-host for the night and our special guest, I do want to take a bit of time to just reflect on something very important to myself, and I'm sure a lot of people out there as well. Earlier this week, marked 5 years of Jordan Tautua passing away, and that in itself, that number, still feels like it was only yesterday that happened, and 5 years on, and it's still quite gut-wrenching. So for those who don't know who Jordan was, and still is to a lot of people these days, he was a very special man. We met through the game of softball. I thought we had met originally here in Sydney when we were playing down at Campbelltown, but we actually crossed paths in New Zealand when he was playing for the Maris Softball Club. Although it was a year above me, having seen some photos of him when he was slightly younger, I do remember the face. And but in terms of that, Jordan was very special. He was someone who was very giving, someone who, whenever you needed just a simple chat, he was happy to be the one that you called on. He literally, for myself and those who are important to me or are important to me, would literally give you the shirt off his back to make sure that you guys were looked after. He provided my family and myself with a lot of different memories. I often spent quite a few nights at his house just playing cards with our other mate Tana. It was those nights where I'd get there maybe 5 o'clock after they finished work, and I wasn't leaving until 1 a.m. in the morning, and that was the type of friendship we all had at that point, and it was very special to me and something that we still cherish even to this day. So in order to pay respect to him, I did want to come onto the show and share those words with you, and I know they're a bit muddled because, again, it's still very raw and real. And even to this day, I struggle to kind of come up with the words to really put into perspective what he meant to myself. So I'm hoping to show that. So I put together a little video just to show the world the amazing man that was Jordan. So for those who are watching, please enjoy.
Koi hua Kamoy bici kwa supera Okure okiterandi Hallelujah Gloria Honore kitoi no ataku Toi no ataku
All right, so so some closing words at this part of the show is that as I always say in posts that I would regularly put up, I hope you're enjoying the heavenly KFC up there as we did when we were together down here on Earthside. But I do hope that you're resting well, and I look forward to the day where we can come back together again. Whenever that might be. So continue to rest in peace, and we love you, and we'll see you very soon. Now, in saying that, we move on to hopefully some happier chats. So as you all know, Edna is out this week. So I decided to invite back the guy who had plenty to say last week. But co-hosting this week is Brady Shears, and we are joined by MacArthur, soon to be under 23's assistant coach and winner. I don't know. You can share that. But Lachlan Smith joins us also this week. Brady, let's start with you, mate. How's it going?
Yeah, no, good. Had a good week. Enjoyed work. Played a bit of ball on PlayStation.
You thought so?
Yeah. And no, just had a bit of a chinwag with some mates, so it's good. Got the chocolates.
Oh, well, is that why you were late today? Picking up said chocolates, or? And Lockie, of course, mate. Welcome to the show. Good to have you with us, mate.
Thanks, Moe.
Great. Okay, tell us a bit about yourself, Lockie.
Well, I think you summed it up. Do softball for most of my life. Work in admin. I'm not much to talk about myself. I hate talking about myself.
Unlike Simon Carter, but I mean, I don't know. I'm just
You've never heard Lockie in the dugout that does nothing but talk about himself.
What are you talking about? Only when I hit home runs. That's if
so
you're
he's
pitching.
always talking about himself.
Okay,
no,
so
unless you're pitching.
Well, we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about that. We do not want to talk about Brady Shears pitching. Like, seriously. You know what? Although I will say, when I played my last open men's tournament at Districts, Brady was in the invitational team that played that particular weekend. And I don't know what the story was, but he got put on the mound in our game. Do you want to tell us a bit about that, Brady? Or
Yeah. So I was confused.
I think we all were.
Right. The more confusing thing, right, is Adam Sheen was our coach. Right. Amazing coach. He won Open Men's Nationals as a coach. All of that jazz. Right. He's awesome. Right. I got told in the lineup card at the beginning of the game that I was in relief. Like, it wasn't even one of those, oh, Brady, we're down by a few. Here, just go eat an inning or two. No, I was in relief for the whole game and was told to go warm up when we're batting and warm up when we're fielding and get ready to go. The first batter I face is Blake Jackson.
And how did that end?
Oh, bro, he sent me into the athletics track. We were on Diamond 4 at Blacktown, and that was the biggest home run I've ever been hit off in my life.
Yeah.
Second, Kingy's got me covered. But, and then I got 1K too. I was happy.
Who was that? I can't remember who it was.
Caleb Stanley. Caleb Stanley.
Well, why did you look at me first?
Moe got scared when he seen me come out and he benched himself.
No. I faced you once.
No.
Yeah, no, I faced you once. But it was Dylan Gavin who started that game.
Yeah, that's who you hit your bomb off.
Yeah, and clearly he had thrown quite a bit that weekend because I think by the time it came to our game, he was quite tired and all that kind of jazz. He threw a change-up And the first time, and I didn't like the spot, and like I told the umpire too, I didn't like the call. And then he went back to his usual stuff, and then he threw another change up, and that's the one I hit, and it just cleared the fence. I want to make it clear, it just cleared.
It was a fence scraper.
Yeah, it could have gone either way. I was running like it cleared like a distance, but no, it just scraped through.
Isn't that you normally running anyway?
Well, mate.
You beat me to it. I was going to say the same thing.
Look, if you don't like running, hit bombs.
Oh, mate, it's all I try to do.
Or if you don't like running, hit the grounder. And just walk straight back.
We'll just swing at the first three.
No. Although I've become accustomed to strikeouts, I still don't like them. And I'm not going to just do it because... but how's... Obviously, this weekend was supposed to be the 23 men's state champs, and that got called off due to rain today because, when softball's played, it rains.
Yep.
But your team was looking pretty hot.
Yeah, they were. Look, Joel's been going quite well. There was I think it was against Southern Districts. He did have a bit of a struggle, but that was third game in for us. But then we had, say, Dante as well. He and Boston, both of them were lights out. Especially Dante in relief. He haven't seen him pitch for.
I'd be close to like 4 years.
Oh, I've seen him pitch it less. Like he played in the under 18s a couple of years ago. After COVID, the one straight after COVID nationals, he played 18s.
He aged out there though, didn't he?
Hey?
He aged out there, didn't he?
No.
He was top age there.
He was top age
so
there.
he aged
Yeah.
out.
Had the opportunity to potentially play 23s, but then there was some stuff going on, and he took himself out. So
I know after that 18s that he played, he was having some issues, like medical issues with his back and that.
Yeah.
I remember the boys saying that he was having some back issues and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, he did. But even still, like just to see him all guns firing in an actual game, like I saw him during training and whatnot, but to see him in a game, he just picked up an extra 5 or 10 Ks from when I did see him in training.
Well, I remember seeing him. I think I was coaching the under 12s with Terry, and every now and then you'd see a couple of the boys like Horty and Doris and Ollie and
Doris and Harris.
They'd be down at the tunnels and they'd be like practicing playing some blitzball and whatnot. And then I seen Dante down there. I was like, how you always throw it out there with your mates and that. He's like, oh, you making a comeback and whatnot? And he said, yeah, no, I'm planning on coming back, playing 23s.
Nice.
Come back to club ball. And I'm like, man, it'd be good to see you back on the diamond.
It just stands right. I always have the thing that if you've got it, you never lose it. So even though he's taken maybe 2 years since, because I don't think he played after that, he's taken a 2-year break. And like you said, he's come back better than what he was at 18, because he was the benchmark at 18s at that Nationals. Unfortunately, they weren't able to capitalise and win that. But he was the first time I'd seen him, and I thought he was pretty special back then.
Yeah.
And like now, if you're saying that he's throwing better.
Yeah, he's throwing more speed, and he's just changed up his style a little bit, and I dare say that's just from what's happened with him. But yeah, the way he's changed, he's like a whippet. I said to him, it just looks he's very explosive off the front, and then just everything whips back on release. And, it's something special to watch. It's something, the pitching style is different to compared to most pitchers, because every pitcher has their differences, their slight variations, but he's just completely different to what we're usually accustomed to.
And saying that kind of reminds me of Callum Bishel.
Yes.
So, like, you look at Callum Bishel's, and not saying they pitch the same or pitch similar or anything, but it's so different. Right?
Yeah.
And then you look at Callum, obviously he had his things going on. He had an extended period away from the game, and then he come back, and then first year back he won Rookie of the Year at the Open Men's Nationals and went into the Aussie team and hasn't looked back. But then you look at his pitching style, he comes up from like scratching his shoulder blades.
Yeah, and then he has that little pause, and then that zip down.
And then it whips right through.
Yeah. When I saw that, he kind of reminded me of like an old family friend who passed away a long time ago, Wayne Roper, because he had a similar action. But before hopping was legal.
Whereas the drag.
Yeah. But no, he hopped. This guy, he hopped no matter what.
Oh.
you couldn't tell him otherwise. But he reminds me of that action. Like obviously everyone has their differences, but yeah, you are right in terms of saying it is quite unique for 19 and like you said, Callum as well.
Yeah. But it was good also to see Boston as well back pitching, because I know he did go through a period where he was like, I don't really want to pitch. And then to see how much movement he's got, I think he's got a lot more movement than what he did, say, 12, 24 months ago, especially that rise ball. I know that 4:30 game with Hempy, he got absolutely falconed by one.
Oh, did he?
In the top of the face mask, yeah. Oh. But he still.
Well, it's just the whole thing of staying down, Hempy. Right? You've got to stay down. Right? Of course, you're going to get hit if you're coming up too early.
Who was catching that game?
I think it was Riles. Yeah, Riley. So
How does the 6'5" catcher miss a rise ball?
I think they got crossed up. I think Riles actually asked for a drop ball and Boss just threw a rise ball. But yeah, got him right, like just the top end of the face mask.
Oh, so Boston's now starting to take Maury's approach of pitching. Don't listen to the catcher, just throw whatever.
No, let me say this. While we're talking about Boston, because we're not going to talk about me, I've always thought, and I don't know, I've watched him over the last couple of years. Obviously, in my previous job, I had to watch quite a few of you. But I always thought if he just put his mind to it, he could be one of the better pitchers in this age group.
Oh, absolutely.
And that was back then, you know, and like he's a gun bat. Like the guy swings the bat hard and you know that's going to happen. But if he really settled into that role of pitcher, I reckon he'd be absolute quality.
Speaking of Boston's batting, his patience in the box is ridiculous. Like I was watching the game against Districts yesterday, right? And that live stream is something because they streamed the whole thing for 9 hours. So you had to go back and watch it today. You had to go through and find the game and start from there. It was really confusing, right? But like his patience in the box reminds me of him. Right? He waits for you to make a bad pitch. Like he won't swing if he doesn't. Even if it's a strike, if he doesn't want to swing at that pitch, he won't swing at that pitch. The only time he gets outside of that is to protect on 2 strikes, and even then, he's just as dangerous. Reminds me a lot of him.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll still swing at the up and outs though.
Yeah, but you'll swing at those up and outs, but you like those up and outs. I've seen like Carter Shears. There was a game at State League that I watched where Carter was pitching for Tropics against Dolphins. And obviously Lockie's a left-handed batter, right? The ball was it was up at Lockie's eyes in the right-hander's batter's box, and he's put it over the right field fence.
I don't know if it was that far out.
Oh, no, it was...
It was definitely no, I feel like it was no further than the alley.
No, it was like borderline in the box, bro. Like if you go back and watch the video of it, it was ridiculously far outside.
I'm gonna have to now.
Okay, you said it was further than I thought. I'm going to have to watch it now.
And then clip it and then send it to Carter.
I don't think you're like that, eh?
Who cares? Like, no, you're right. I remember pitching for the first time against you at Friday night, Cumberland.
Don't remind me of that. That was when I tore my hamstring.
Yeah, no, I was happy about that.
That's a bit mean.
No, because he literally, I only pitched maybe 2 innings, but he literally looked like the only one at that time, and it's before I knew who Simon was and all that kind of jazz, right? The only one who looked dangerous. You know, and then I think it only took 1 at bat and he was injured after that. But when you look at people, when you think about people who look dangerous in the box, yeah, you're on that list too.
Yeah.
You know,
there's a lot. If heavens forbid I have to pitch, if I had to pitch,
heaven forbid,
I'm going right-handed.
We've
done it before.
He does it at club every week. Every week he plays against me at club. If I'm pitching or whatever, he goes, "Oh yeah, about right-handed."
Yeah, this season was pretty much
90% right-handed batting.
Yeah, because I asked to just play under the association banner, so I don't have to play finals, so I can umpire for the finals. And they said, yeah, look, you can play for whatever team you want. And yeah, I think it was about second week in. I was like, let's bat right hand just for the fun of it. And you know what? It wasn't too bad. So then I would just alternate between left and right-handed batting for the whole season.
He played more games this season than what he did when we were playing 16s youth and men's. He was averaging 2 games a day.
Every week. Are you sure that your name is Lachlan Smith and not Ahitana Tekuru? Because he also thinks he can bat both sides. Like,
oh no, I know I definitely can't, but you know, it's just something fun for me. Because otherwise, if I stay left-handed, I feel like I get too competitive. Because I took a year off club.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I was too competitive. I was getting aggro, so I was just like, took a season off. And then
so you did a responsible thing.
Yeah, one of the few times that I am responsible. But yeah, no, it was just take a year off, settle down, and then just try and make it fun for myself.
Yeah. You know what? That's been some of the hardest things to do when you're in a sport like softball where anyone can play, right? And you know, there's some people who probably haven't played the sport who will play one game and be great. But for those who have been in the sport for a long time, it is so hard to not be competitive.
Yep.
And it's so hard for you to step back and say, oh, okay, maybe I need to take a break here. So was it as hard as...
It wasn't so hard of as a I need to, like, it's a I must take a break. It was just more of a choice for me, because I know I was just like I was just getting too frustrated with myself. Didn't matter what, like any basic errors, I was just kicking myself to no end. But then I still decided to play state league and state champs because that was my they were the competitive things that I actually enjoyed, which I won't waver from. So, and because I decided whilst I was off to not pursue nationals for the meantime, I might go back later on, but at the moment I'm just like, I need a lull in that. Then I decided after that, I was like, if I'm not doing nationals, I'll do club. But yeah, just mix it up. And
what about now? Are you enjoying yourself more now?
oh, absolutely, I am. Definitely am enjoying it a lot more. And you know, when I was doing club as well, it was, where do you want to play? And I was like, I can play here. It didn't matter. Like, I think first game I was versing Petey Ward's team, and that had both Pete, Joel,
Stacked.
Yeah, it was stacked. And I remember Jolie Ward absolutely lining one to me at third base, and somehow I was able to get it.
It's because you play with a 15-inch glove.
Yeah, good point. Not wrong. But I actually stayed. It wasn't like I was ducking out of the way and
Because you
trying to swipe it.
I was there for that game. I was watching because I was playing the game afterwards. You didn't have time to move.
No,
You put the glove up for self-preservation.
yeah, and you know, gloved it and was able to make the throw, and then
It was
that was actually that was a fun game for me to play.
I don't know how you play third base at all. Anyone. I don't know. The third base to me is the worst position on the diamond for that exact reason, for the ball being lined at you. Like, first base is easy because you deal with more right-handers than anything. But
you got to remember though, Pete Ward is a left-handed batter, so it's the same.
Oh yeah,
So he's lined it down third baseline, and
No, this was Jolie.
you
Sorry.
said Pete.
Sorry, Jolly.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, it was Jolly.
Yeah,
yeah.
but Joel's also a freak.
yeah. How good was it to see him back at 35s?
Oh, it was amazing. I just to see most of them boys back
Yeah.
at 35s.
Were you on that coaching staff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Petey was head coach and I was assistant.
Yeah, that like all those names that came out of it, and you just watched him in that batter's box mainly because you know they put on a show. Any game that they played, it was a bloody show.
So most of that 35s team was Pete's club team. So he had like Pete, Joel, Marbo, Craig Malcolm, Sean Bostock, Kama Bint, Greg Roper. All those boys were in his club team.
Even the ringing, like for that team there was a bloke by the name of Vince.
Yeah, Vinny's mad.
He I think second week in he actually came up to Pete and said, "Hey, can I join?" And yeah,
He's
was with his team.
freshly
And
moved
he
over
was
from
awesome
New
with
Zealand.
it.
Is that the pitcher?
Yeah.
The tall
Yeah.
guy
Yeah,
that did
yeah.
most of the pitching?
Yeah, Vinny.
Yeah, he was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
He's just come over from New Zealand this year.
Yeah, well, that's why I like him. Didn't know that until now, but yep.
Yeah.
Just let me interrupt there, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, if you were watching last week, you would have realized that, I made a decision that we would end every episode on a song or with a song. And what we're going to do is because Brady was late and we didn't have time to talk about it, what I've done is I've put up 3 songs. So I'm going to leave it to you guys in the comment section and the viewers to decide which song we end the episode in. So if we can bring those songs up, please, producer. Because I'm old, my song is Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley. So these are songs that we are going to sing ourselves. Well, we'll try. I've changed Brady's song. He wanted a different Weekend song, but I didn't know it. So Save Your Tears by The Weeknd is Brady's songs. And, of course, the legendary song Don't Stop Believing by Journey. So whichever one of those songs that you want to hear played at the end of this episode, just comment your choice in the comment section and we'll make sure that we get that up for you. So those options again, Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley, Save Your Tears by The Weeknd, or Don't Stop Believing by Journey. So just pop your request up in the comment section. All right. One thing that I want to, if we keep on with the whole softball chat, because we are going to talk 10-pin bowling. So with softball, now you're an umpire.
Yep.
You used to be one until you decided to go netball. You said that you wanted to umpire the grand final for MacArthur. Does that mean that you enjoy your umpiring a lot more, or you want to do something with it, or?
It was just more I wanted to still umpire and still get quality games. And especially in the men's area, when it comes to finals, we're always going to have. It's usually the two main teams with James Darby, Ryan King, all those boys, and then Jolie Byrne or Dill Gavin, and that side. It was just something just for me to keep my eye in on some high level ones for when I do state champs, when I umpire those games, and it's just for me, it's just a lot of practice as well moving forward.
Yeah, and that's like the tournaments I've done so far have been 12s and 35s. I liked the 35s because it was obviously that faster play, although sometimes I got the weaker teams. But 12s, is an opportunity for everyone to just have some practice doing everything that they want to do. But one thing I want to ask you, what's your strike sound?
It is more it's more of a strike, and it's I don't know really how to describe because I just do it as it is.
Or just do it.
No, but some, how some want to be really fancy and they're like, whoo! And of course, because I have no bass in my voice, I can't get away with that. But I remember back in New Zealand when I was growing up and I was coming through the umpiring there, I had a guy called Lance, and his sound, like this really small, old, bald-headed white guy. I'm not, no racist thing there. But he'll just, like his one was this real, like, ha, like, I can't do it. I tried it once and I just sound like, ha. But like.
There's I remember growing up, there was this guy, I can't remember where he was from, but when we used to get him, we used to call him the Munchkin. Right, and we'd see him come up because he was like a really short guy, don't know where he was from. But like, he'd call strike, he'd be like, strike.
Okay, Sutherland, Craig Hemphill. Back in the day, not now, back in the day.
Yeah, no, now you just get the finger.
Don't.
Love you, hippie.
But I always find that those umpires who are in the top part have distinct strike calls. Like Leanne, you could tell hers.
Yeah.
You could tell someone like Claire, all their ones. I was thinking, what's your go-to one other than just strike?
It is probably that who sort of noise, but they're the ones when it's like really obvious as well. I don't really try and do that. They're actually pushing forward to more the strike sound, because that's what's in the manual sort of thing. And then same with the strike three call. It's they're trying to go strike three out, because before you could do we were quite flexible on that sort of vocal range, as to what you chose. So for me it was hoo ha, but now it's a strike three, but it's quicker. It's a strike three out now. But that's just something through change, and you can mix and match it whenever you like. I mix and match it to how I feel and the level of the game. Like if it's closer, you it's generally I'm a lot louder. But it is more the blowout games where it's more that conventional strike sort of sound. Yeah.
Well, what level are you now?
Level 4.
Are you going for higher?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I'm looking at least getting my level 5. At the moment, coaching has been taking over. So I go through phases where I go onto this umpiring train where I want to umpire a lot, and then coaching wise doesn't do much, and then the script will flip as well.
But which one do you consider the one that you want to do most?
Can't really decide.
Or is it still 50-50?
Yeah, it's still quite 50-50 because
right, Matt.
I enjoy
All right,
both
Matt.
because it's the different aspects. I think Matt's taken a turn more for umpiring now, to be quite honest, because I feel like
But he's good there too.
Yeah.
He's good there too.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, he's a freak.
I think he's got a better zone than most.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely got a better zone than most.
Yeah.
Was it open men's? No, he wasn't umpiring open
No,
men's.
he did state league.
As I said, yeah.
Did he do Waratah?
No.
No,
he
I
didn't
don't
do
believe
Waratah.
so.
Sorry, no, he did state league. Yep,
He
sorry,
did
yep,
state
yep,
league,
yep, yep. I think he had better zone than most, and because going through that state league was terrible for me. I'm not calling umpires terrible. Please, I'm gonna be one of them one day. But I just thought there's always those ones that you just want to have in your game because of
yeah, and that's just through the exposure as well. Like, I know Beachy was quite late on set with umpiring. I think he started that about 2017, 2018.
Yeah, it was real late.
Yeah. But he's absolutely flourished in that sort of aspect.
Well, I remember having a conversation with him last year because last year I was lucky enough to get picked up for Orange as the head coach for Orange.
no Pog.
Right, and here we go. And like I remember having a conversation with him because then he was really focusing on his coaching last year. He wanted to do that. Like he had, well, I'm pretty sure he had the 35s. He had the open women's, I want to say, or the 35 women.
No, he had
The
35
35
women.
and then the 18
And
boys.
that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, the 18
Yeah.
boys. And he was really in that element and that where he was with there. And then when I had a conversation with this year asking if he was doing the 35s again this year. And he said, nah, just focusing on my umpiring this year, taking a bit of a break from coaching.
But that's the good thing about softball too, is that you can make that choice around where you want to go. Because there always comes a time where you're playing career, you question whether you want to do it or not. Like I've gone through that quite a few times, and then you look at where you want to go from there. I quite enjoy the umpiring part. I will say that. Like I didn't think I would, because I don't have good knees. But I definitely enjoy the umpiring. I know people have gone on to be scorers for a long time. So there's different options. So if you are considering playing softball, doing anything in softball, then there's so many different avenues that you can take to be a part of the sport. Just don't work in it.
So my thing is for both of you, both being umpires, right? There's always different types of umpires, right? And the people can be perceived differently and whatnot. There's like a batter's umpire or a pitcher's umpire, right? If you, obviously you being a pitcher, would you think your strike zone would be a bit more pitcher friendly or batter friendly?
Well, I like to think I have a more traditional zone where it's literally armpits to knees. So if it's crossing the plate at your armpits, so most will want a not so high a zone.
Mm.
I like to think that we were taught that way, like
Yeah, of
armpit to
course.
knees. So my whole thing is that if it's within that, I'm going to call it no matter what.
Yep.
I miss quite a few because I think my zone is bigger than most.
Yep.
So I would often miss maybe inside outside
Okay, yeah.
because I'm focused so much on where the ball is coming from a height point of view.
Yeah.
So I'll maybe not set up as far inside because I'm too busy trying to come so close to the catcher or see more of the plate than anything. But yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I'm not sure on my one because, like, at first when I first started umpiring, it was a lot of like quite hitter friendly.
I remember getting you early on in your umpiring.
Oh yeah,
It was very
was-
hitter friendly.
yes, it was.
That was the best hitting year of my life.
And I hated outsides. You know what? That's still my weakest thing. And that's just through different habits, and I've got to just try different things.
yeah.
But now it's more. Oh, I'd say it's slightly more pitcher friendly than it is more pitcher friendly than hitter friendly. And that's also just through my catching side of things.
Well, there you go for all you pitchers. Get lucky on your plate.
But I also think too is that we've come to a point with umpiring, or even just young umpires. If you think it's a strike as an umpire, 99% of the time you should be calling it a strike. If you think it is, because there's some who will be like, oh no, maybe not, maybe that was ball.
Yeah.
So if you question yourself, then I think you should always question yourself in the positive for you. So you're always going to get people thinking, oh no, terrible call, But I think if you think it's a strike, just call it a strike,
Yeah.
no matter what.
You got, from a hitter's point of view, right? Are you guys okay with batters asking, like, say, if with your traditional zone, if it's at the pits, right, and it crosses there and everything, are you okay or take it friendly if a batter asks, is at the top? Because I know I do that, like my first at bat, right? If there's a call that is a bit borderline, I'll ask, like, is that it? Is that the top? Is that the bottom? Is that it? Is that as far in? How much more have I got? So so as a batter, I can adjust my approach.
Yeah, I do it all the time with even catches as well. Like if I make a call saying like, if I know it's a ball and it say just in, I'll just say it's in and move it over.
Yeah, okay.
Move it over about a quarter of a ball, or not even quarter of a ball, and you're there.
Yeah, sweet.
I tell them location as well.
Yeah, sweet.
Because that way hitter can hear me, catcher can hear me, and I build that rapport with everyone.
Yeah, sweet. So it's not like Tim where he's like ball outside.
Yeah, no.
That's Tim Darby, by the way, at club, not you, Mr. Walker.
No, and Tim Walker. No, but I'm in the whole thing that I'll always judge it by how someone's asking the question.
Yep.
If someone's coming at you thinking like, oh well, they think they believe it's to be the opposite to the call you've made, and they're coming quite aggressive, I'll either stay silent,
Yep.
or I'll tell you where it is, and then I'll tell you that's the last.
Okay.
If someone comes to the whole thing of they genuinely want to know, then I'm happy to work with the batter and the catcher too, because you're there the whole game, and you're going to be seeing that catcher all the time, and you're going to see every batter come up multiple times. So as long as there's mutual respect between batter umpire or catcher umpire, happy to play ball with either one.
Yeah, sweet.
But it's the moment you start getting where was that?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it's on the bench where you're going to be soon. Like, you just keep going, mate.
See, I don't know why, but I don't have that issue with batters. That they will just look at me and I just tell them straight away, that's where it is. And I'll either tell them, look, they've got a little bit more wiggle room, but it's not even say a quarter of a ball. Because I like to give references to the ball, because that way people are aware, like catchers are aware. hitters aware, just to say, it's that much difference between where it's going to be a strike and where it's not.
Yeah.
Because, it may not be much to the hitter, but it's a lot to the catcher as well. Being a catcher, that's
What
sort of my little
about
bias.
vocal pitches? So I don't want to throw anyone out there. I'm not going to use an example for this, but if like a pitcher thinks it's a strike, it gets called a ball, and they keep getting vocal in their body language and they start like leaning and throwing their arms up and all that sort of
I
stuff.
think as a pitcher myself, and one who does get agitated sometimes,
Very easily.
if I'm getting animated and vocal, it's because I believe you're not being consistent. I think if you're consistent with your zone, then no one ever should have a problem.
Yeah.
And I think pitchers will find that if they're getting called, if they're not getting the calls at a spot that they normally would, or they believe is a strike, but it's not being called all the time, great. We can handle that because now we know to what part we have to move to, or what spot isn't working, how far we need to get it back in, is it worth going back to that particular spot, all that kind of jazz.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting called, or how far off, all that kind of jazz, like what we were talking about. But if the umpire is inconsistent and will go between strike or not strike, then that in itself, I think plays a lot of part of the frustration that pitchers have.
Yeah, and look, I quite often use the catcher as my mediator because they're meant to be the ones with the coolest head. I know I didn't have that last year for open men's, but that's a different story. That was me just, one of those over competitive moments that I do have, and
It's also very rare to see you lose your head.
Yeah,
It's not a very particular thing. So I think especially some umpires, when there's a player like that, need to have a bit of a thicker skin. So I think some of them are a bit too, and it's
Normally, it's those ones who were not as experienced from a time point of view, who get quite antsy straight away. Whereas those ones who've been doing it for a long time, like I've seen people like Leanne, Claire, get tossed a lot of stuff from pitchers and coaches and batters and whatever. And the amount of times where if I was umpiring, I'd think to myself, "Oh, you'd be gone.
yeah,
You'd be gone by now." But it's the I think every umpire has to have a good temperament first, and they've got to set that temperament high because you're going to get a lot of stuff in games, and people are going to chip at it. They're going to chip at it, right? So you just need to make sure that you maintain that level to the point where you can control, because there's got to be a bit of both.
Yeah, of course.
And I also think it just comes down to having that rapport with players as well, having that exposure. So, for example, like I had James Darby, he was quite animated like during the grand final for our club match that I remember. I didn't call a couple of outside pitches, which to me it looked like it was missing off by about a quarter to half a ball, and he wasn't a fan of it because he wasn't a fan of it because it was a pitcher's pitch. But after the match, like he was getting quite stroppy at me, and you know what, I didn't really care much for it. And then after the match, we were just having a brief chat about it, because often pitches are a good feedback source because yes, they're wanting to see the zone how they want to, but they're the ones that are right there, and even the catchers too, getting that report from the catcher saying, yeah, look, at the start of the game you were quite lenient on that outside, but then you've just tightened up part way through it in close moments. So it's often good to get that feedback from the players themselves, because then you know what you need to work on, because you don't get that access to work on or get that feedback for what you need to improve on. Yeah.
But I do like your comment about having the catcher be that middle person, because there's at times where I've seen, and I think I've said it a couple of times to a couple of catchers, just to go have a chat with your pitcher. This is what I'm seeing. Yeah, let them know because it's not going to change.
Mm.
But one thing I did do with 35s state champs is I had 2 games that were being live streamed. So afterwards, because during the game I was questioning whether my zone was too wide because there was a couple of pitches that I rang up people on the outside, and at the time, and then I went back and watched it, and I had the slow motion. I thought, oh, because they're great. So
Yeah,
I thought my
100%.
zone was pretty good then. So it's stuff like that they should go back and watch. And
And I don't think enough umpires go back and watch footage of themselves.
No. And you know what though? Even the camera angle's a bit different. Like ultimately, I'd want to see my zone from just out centre field, like how they do with the scout.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
That usually shows you the best zone there is because yes, you might have the camera right behind you, but you know, like
you can't see the plate.
Yeah, as I said,
Yeah, at Blacktown-
you got
at
3
Black-
people in the way.
for example, Blacktown. You've got yourself. You block out the whole thing. You block out your plate, most of your plate. Then you catch your blocks.
Are you
out
saying I block it out personally or no?
hey, I can say I block out quite a lot of it too. Thank you. But yeah, no. But like George's River, for example, as well, they have their camera quite high, which is good in a way, but you don't get that height perspective like you would out at centre field when you have it zoomed in.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like the best association live stream that I've seen or thing was at Districts when they did when they had both the 14 boys and girls.
Yep.
Right, they've got that middle bar, like in the perfect spot. So it's similar to the river setup, but it's a little bit lower, and so they've got the perfect spot where you can see enough of the plate, you can be able to tell if it's up or down, and then you can still see the whole field.
Yeah.
Like that'd be obviously aside from Blacktown, with the multiple camera angles and whatnot.
Yeah, but those cameras are set up for a different reason.
Yeah,
other than live stream. But Dave was able to jump on that and make double use of them back in the time of John being there. But yeah, I mean, I guess the moral of the story is it's okay to watch them back.
Oh
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
It's okay to watch them back, especially if you have questions of yourself through a game, and you might not. Yeah, the thing I liked about the 12s is that I had maybe a couple of games with you, I had a couple of games with Leanne, and there was just constant feedback around what we were doing, what we could improve on, and I think that's always a positive thing to do. Some don't like it, but I always think that's probably the best way to do things is having some senior umpires on with those junior ones or those ones who are coming through to offer them that advice that because you see it differently to what we do, and I think yes, as long as we're trying to make everyone better, that's the main thing.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. All right. Just a reminder, if you we've seen no comments there, so I mean we mustn't be singing tonight, or I might just be choosing hopefully a Grease song, but I don't know. So if you are viewing now, just look down at the bottom of the screen there. You'll see 3 song options. I've decided that we'll finish every episode by singing a song because it's just fun. It's a good way to it's something to look forward to. So if you do want your song based on the options that we've provided below. Please let us know which one you want, 1, 2, or 3. You'll see those options down below. Now, changing tack here a bit, but still staying on sport. Now, we do some Tempin bowling, don't we, Lachlan?
Sure
Now, wait?
Sure do. I think you do 2 leagues, 1 league?
No, I used to do 2. Now I only do the 1.
Yeah, and then I do the 2 on the one day.
Yeah. But I didn't even know that he bowled until last year when I got brought in to help a team.
Yeah, right. Oh, I think it was. I found out about him bowling. He was bowling through our first nationals campaign at 17. It was like you and your dad.
No, I
Was it
actually,
that one or was it the second one?
No, it was just after 19s because I had because what had happened was Mum had damaged her ligament in her elbow. Yep. And if she had it surgically done, then she couldn't her range of motion wouldn't be as great.
Yeah.
But she couldn't even lift up her own bowling ball, and there was a team that was short in Dad's league.
Yeah.
And Dad said to me, "Do you want to bowl?" And I was like, "Yeah, right, I'll give it a shot."
Isn't that how everyone gets in the bowling? Oh, you just want to come join, come play.
Yeah, but then, and that's how I remember jumping in. And then I just saw all these people like curving the ball, and I was like, oh, I want to curve it like that, And then that's how I started playing maybe 7 years ago.
Yeah, right.
Then I took a long break in between, and then came back in the league that Lachlan and Simon, as well as Jake Bolden, I should say for Jake, and that was just to help out Simon's mum, who was going away for work. So I just came in to be a temporary bowler for that team. And then when she came back, Frank went into surgery. So I ended up finishing the year with that particular team. So I was bowling with both Frank and Sharon. And then this year I've joined another team with Ahmed, who was a part of the team who won it last year.
So you're chasing the championships again?
Well, that's what you do. Like you don't play for funsies. Like at the moment, like from a standings point of view, it's actually Simon who's at the top at the moment with his partner Callum.
Yep.
And then Lachlan and his partner jumped my team just this week, just gone, and then I'm sitting in third with my partner. So I think there's only maybe a 12.
I think there's about like a week buffer between us three and then the rest of the field. I think, or even, it might not be as much now.
From us to Simon, I'm pretty sure it's an 11 points.
We've got a 1 week. We're 1 week behind in points.
Yeah. So I was worried about that until we faced Simon and Callum, and we won 10 points because they were bowling terribly. Let's just start there.
Was this before or after Simon's 300?
After.
So he's just gone to crap.
No. Like
he still has good games. It's just more, that 300. You have to throw 12 or meant to bowl 12 consistent shots.
Yeah.
But, you can get away with this odd pin movement, like your deflections and whatnot.
What we're trying to get at is that temping bowling is a lot more technical than throwing a ball down the lane at some pins.
Mate, I do it purely for the recreation side of it. I still use bumpers just because. I'm also playing with my nieces, just FYI.
Okay, well, just want to let you know that it's not normal for anyone of your age just to use bumpers, regardless of whether you're with your nieces or not.
It's purely recreational. Purely recreational.
Yep. I said the same thing when I beat my kids by 220 pins. But no, like I said, it is quite technical. You've got oil on the lane to contend with. You've got to find out at which point is your ball going to start turning towards the pins.
Which ball you're going to use as well.
Yep, which ball you're going to use.
You're multiple.
Yeah.
So it just out of
sorry, late to the party on that one, gents.
So just out of curiosity, as both premier bowlers and premier softballer and semi-pro softballer, what's harder, bowling or softball? Or baseball, because you've both played baseball as well.
In what it'd be more in what context? Because all of it is like bowling's quite mental. Is like a mental game. It's similar to golf. Like I find
Don't even get me started on golf.
Bowling is similar to golf in the way of everything's mental, and
You've got to play a shot.
You got to repeat shots over and over again. It's not like softball or baseball where the location of the ball is going to dictate which area you want to primarily swing.
Okay, so we've all dabbled in pitching at baseball, right? We've all dabbled in it, whatnot. What would be harder, pitching in baseball or bowling?
Bowling. I say bowling straight out the rib.
Yeah, I say bowling because there's a lot more you have to think about. Like pitching wise, ultimately you've just got to throw a ball at a particular spot, and that's sometimes not hard to do. Now in bowling, you've got everything to contend with. You've got yourself mainly to contend with, because you've got to put yourself into in a mindset that you are fine, firstly, and that you're going to be able to repeat it all the time. And then also you've got to know where to set up before you even bowl the ball, because there's all these things like there's lines and dots and triangles and whatever they're called that you've got to look at and best sort out which ball you're going to use to get the best possible result. So I'm a straight player, so my balls normally don't hook until later, or which means I can bowl to as far right as I want to start off with, and then if the ball's starting to react, so hook more down the back, then I'm moving slightly more left. Whereas a bowler like Lachlan, who's two-handed, would maybe start further left and look to send the ball further out right to get a better reaction, or because he's a lefty, it'd be right.
Yeah.
I was going to ask that because I know there's like I'm left-handed myself. Like when I bowl recreationally, I use both hands and I get in trouble for it.
Is that what they call it? Yep.
Right. So I was going to ask because like I know there's some people that feel more comfortable bowling with their right or bowling with their left, even if they are left-handed and whatnot. Do you bowl with your left or do you bowl with your right?
I bowl left. So the ball's in my left hand.
Yeah, okay.
So the way it is, it's almost similar to, say, for example, a rugby, like a footy pass.
Yeah.
Where you've got that other hand. That other hand there is mainly
Just
for
a guide.
support.
Yeah, okay.
So for a two-hander, most two-handers don't have their thumb in the ball.
Yeah.
It's just two fingers, and then they go like that. I've got my thumb in the ball. I'm a bit special.
Which
We knew that.
is well, but that's normal. Sorry, that's not normal for a two-handed bowler to have their thumb in, because literally it's more of a control thing for one-handers to have their thumb in there. Whereas I don't use two hands. I bowl with one hand, and I don't have my thumb in the ball. So I use a lot of my wrist to get that, to control that ball. Shut up.
Congratulations.
So it is a highly technical game, and like, you know what, if you were to come and watch one Wednesday night, just watching him, watching me, watching you, Simon, and the differences that we all do, you'll start to realize that if you were to get into bowling, it becomes a whole thing that you got to think about.
And you know what, with bowling itself, like the leagues that we're in, the ability levels are very different.
Yeah.
So like
You have a handicap, just like golf.
yeah, it's like Georgie does it, and you know she bowls straight, but you know she only averages I think 83, 84. You know, nothing massive. And then
It's only a 15 points lower than my high score.
Yeah, I know. But still, like you've got that handicap. Like it just comes down to your handicap most weeks. Like the difference there. It's
So how is it? Can you get your handicap down like you do in golf?
Yeah. So when this year started, once we finished our 3 games, because obviously after your 3 games you've got an average.
Yeah.
Or they take your average off those 3 games, and then based on how you go every other week, it either goes up or down. At the moment, so at the beginning of the year, Lockie started at a 148 average,
that was
which would be a 51 handicap. So he would start with 51 pins before the game even starts.
So what's the highest handicap you can have?
Georgie was on like 100 at one point.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it all depends on your so over the first 3 rounds, you take a league average.
Yeah.
And then everyone else's handicaps and averages, they run off of what that group average is.
Yeah.
So at the moment, like I said, so Lockie started 148.
Yeah.
He's now a 158 average with a 41 handicap. So he's already taken 10 shots off of his average. And it starts to even out, and that makes him competitive against people who have a higher average.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I didn't want to go there, but at the moment, my average is 195. So what that is saying is that you can regularly bowl a 195, just like Lockie can bowl a 151, or 158, whatever it is. So at the moment, my handicap is a 12. So if you compare that to what Lockie is at the moment, I'm starting with 12. If we were to bowl singly, he's already starting with 41. So already I'm at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
But it makes it even.
Okay. Yeah.
So he would be more competitive against me, and I'd have to challenge myself.
Yeah.
To get to where he was. Yeah, because all it takes is for him to miss his spare.
Yeah.
And for me to bowl 3 strikes,
Yeah.
and then we're there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Then it becomes about who's better after that point.
Yep.
And we won't go there and
No.
say who is, but I mean like
No, I think you flogged me last time.
no, you did. You
No,
you
we-
beat us quite well.
Yeah, we did team wise, but like just individually, I think you definitely have the upper hand there. I know your average is higher, but even still, I prefer to when I verse people better than me. I want to beat them.
Yeah,
Without
yeah,
the handicap.
yeah.
Do you guys do like little like side bets on the side or anything like that? Or?
You could, but no.
No.
Because at the end, you still are playing. You're paying your money every week to play, but you're still paying for a
social
prize
fund.
pot at the end.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like I think the winners maybe walk away with close to maybe $1,000.
I think they walked away with 1,200.
Yeah, see, more than 12. Like I came because we were splitting between 3 of us.
Yeah.
I came maybe I think 5th last year, and then I walked away with maybe $250,
Yeah. Right.
and that's split between 3 people.
That's split between 3 people. Yeah. Wow.
You know, so it becomes worth it at the end,
Yeah.
and it always comes at a good time because it's Christmas.
Yep.
You know, so there was $250 in my pocket that I walked away with.
So you guys play from like January to December for the league? Or is
Yeah,
that one
yeah.
season?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know each league has their own sort of season. So
Yeah.
I know there's one that I did on a Monday night. That one there started, I think June, like May, June somewhere.
Yep.
Around there, went to April.
Oh wow.
And then they finished it there. Yeah. Most of your leagues will generally start of the year and then go to
Yeah. Whereas
sort
the
of close to
Thursday night
Christmas.
single league, which is a different league altogether,
Yeah.
they started maybe October last year. So their year starts in October,
Yeah.
goes all the way around.
Oh wow.
You know, so whereas ours started in January, we'll finish in December, and then we have a break for Christmas, which
Yeah.
is the way it should be.
Yeah. Wow.
So to put it into perspective, so Lachlan's team is currently in 2nd place. Mine's in 3rd. That'll change.
No, we'll the only way it'll change is my team goes to 1st, yours goes to 2nd, Simon's goes to 3rd.
Look, we can agree on the fact that we don't want Simon anywhere near 1st or 2nd.
I think that's my goal this year.
That's a
just to
general
have-
consensus for all 3 of us. I don't even bowl.
Yeah, well, this is it, right? So Simon's team is called Blue Balls. So they're currently 139 points. All right.
And the max you can get is 10, by the way. So it's
I was gonna say,
it's
yeah.
2 points for a game, and then if you
Get-
if your team bowls their team average, which is
Yeah.
your average plus your teammates' average, you get an extra point.
Oh.
And then at the end of the game, it's total pinfall. You get 1 point.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
This league.
So work in progress is Lachlan's team, and they've got 129 points, so 10. So literally a possible week
Yeah.
behind Simon.
Okay.
And then, so the guy in my team, his name's Ahmed,
Yeah.
right? And my name's Mo, spelled M-O-H. My team name is Mohammed. I thought it was a good play on words.
It was.
It's a good play on words, but it's like, come on, man. At
Look,
least Simon's one's creative.
no,
ish.
that's his normal life. That's why he's named his team that. And then, so we're at 127 points.
Yeah.
So there's not too much, and then after that it's 114. So there's quite a big gap in between 4th
Not bad for some
and us
softballers.
3. Well, yeah, the action is still the same as the pitcher.
Yeah, I guess. See, going on to golf, I struggle with golf.
So do I.
Like my,
struggle with
We're no Moe here.
my driver doesn't come out of my bag. Like even if I'm on a par 5 or whatever, the only way I keep my balls, don't take it there. The only way I can keep my golf balls safe from going in the water or anything like that, right, is if you go straight to my irons. I don't even use my hybrid.
Nah.
Otherwise, it just ends up way right.
Yeah, but I love the game of golf.
Oh, it's so fun. I love it. I just, yeah.
You know, I think when I was with Moe, grouped up with Moe and Jake and one of Jake's mates from baseball, I actually had I think I tied my best score ever, which was 89.
Yeah, you played ball that day.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I thought it was highest points win. Like when I went down to, I I can't remember where it was. It was down the coast, like far down the coast, like down past Nowra. And my grandfather was over from Canada, right? And we just me, his 3 sons, my uncles, went out for a round. And it was like, oh yeah, sweet, all well and good. And we're just playing best ball, right? I hit my first birdie on best ball because one of my uncles just off the tee just put it straight into the green. He missed his putt, and we all putted us in.
Yeah, but that best ball is the most fun version of golf
love it.
anyone could ever play.
Yeah,
We had a bunch of the guys from bowling.
Yeah.
We had a golf day out, and Lockie got paired with the rowdy group.
Yeah, I did.
So me and Jake, in the group, we were classed as the better of the golfers. So I got, and no disrespect, Callum, I got the worst of the golfers paired with me, and then Jake got the second worst. I don't want to make it sound like you're terrible, but you were, Callum. So we were playing best ball, and that was probably the best thing, because if you had a bad shot, all you had to do was just tell your mate, give them a bit of advice, and hope that it works out, and they do. And a lot of the time, Callum did, or we were playing off of my shot anyway.
yeah.
But yeah, best ball is I much prefer that. That is exactly where this came from.
Oh, best ball.
So the Camden Red Sox had a tin cup golf championship,
Yeah.
right? And that's where that came from.
Oh wow.
So my group, I had Tana and two of our mates from our Illawarra Kiwi Golf Club.
Yeah.
We played in that fundraiser and we won it 12 under.
Oh wow.
Yep. I put on a putting masterclass that week or that day.
See,
Don't talk about anything else.
the thing I love about best ball, right, is if you know, like, say the guy in front of you, say you're hitting second or third, right, and the guy in front of you absolutely drills it like 250, 300, dead straight on the fairway. You have free reign to just grip it and rip it and see where the hell that ball goes, and I love it.
One of the guys that I was playing with, he's off a 1 handicap.
Oof.
So I would always kind of make sure that I always hit first.
Yeah.
Because you almost know that he was going to do something good,
Yeah.
and a lot of the time he would just come through.
See, I want to play best ball with Cam Hodgson.
Yes.
Mate,
How good is that kid?
I'm pretty sure he's scratched now.
I'm going to get him on the
he's
show.
scratched now.
Like he's scratched now.
And I didn't know that was all self-taught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was just he went out and did it one time, and then he hasn't looked back. He started just after nationals, I want to say.
Yeah.
His first
Yeah.
nationals.
Well, his mum said that he took a break
Yeah.
for softball, but he always liked golf, and then he stopped playing softball, and he wanted to really focus on the golf. And look at him, he's
Oh yeah.
But that just shows, the more times you do it, like the better consistency you have in
repetition. Yeah.
Doing it, the better your results.
No, that's fair. Have any of you ever tried to do best ball just by throwing the ball or pitching the ball?
Nah.
It's the only way I get a straight drive.
By throwing the ball.
I'll tee up, get everything set, go up there, no club.
Okay, so remind me that if you ever asked to play a game of golf, just say no.
he just needs to, man up and use the driver. That's what I'm hearing.
No, because I can't get the hips and everything right.
What do you mean? Neither can I. Like I still slice the ball.
I'm slicing everything.
So
it's
at George's River, there's obviously a couple of holes right next to the road, and
Oh, that in the airport?
yeah,
Yeah, okay, so like your hole 10 and hole 18.
18,
Yeah.
yeah, and that par 5 before 18, so I think it's 17, and then 18 are right by the
They've
road.
turned that into a par 4 now.
Have they?
Yeah, I went there with Simon, Harry Doris.
Oh, nice,
no,
good
not
invite,
Harry
boys.
Doris.
Yeah, hey, cheers
Not
for
Harry-
that.
Yeah, well done.
Not Harry
Oh,
Doris.
wow.
Jack-
I don't
Jack
remember
Gumnick
ever
and
getting an
Matt
invite
Hatter.
to that, but
No
Yeah.
message, eh?
That was all Simon's organisation.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, hey,
because he asked.
I'm coming
he
after
asked-
you, Simon.
He asked me last minute. But yeah, that was like during Christmas, New Year. I think they turned that into a par 4 because that was the last time I'd been to George's River.
all right, well, two things there. Simon, expect a phone call. And secondly, that didn't surprise me because they were doing some work, some road works, which they had to come on or take some ground away from them. in order to do their work. So I don't know what they're doing there, but yeah.
Do you guys remember that Tree Valley course that had the driving range?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was a
Yeah,
9
off the freeway.
Yeah. Where
the
it's
picture
now,
part.
now where the Shell Servo is.
Yeah, in at the Camden Valley Way.
Okay.
Oh yes, yep.
Right. So like it was a 9-hole course, but then you go to the other tees. You can play 18 on it.
Yeah.
Right.
There's 2 sets of tees there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can play, right? So I went there with my grandfather once. We went driving range and then we went and played a round of 9. When we were in the range, I remember slicing one onto the fairway. Right from the range, I sliced one onto the fairway and then readjusted, right, and then hit this. Like I'm essentially facing the freeway at this point, and it's the only drive on the range that I hit straight, and I hit it onto the freeway.
Oh man.
Yeah, see that's the one thing with golf is that because one thing works, it's not going to
always
stay
work.
working.
Yeah, like I'll adjust for my slice. I'll hit this. It'll go dead where I want it to, dead straight. Yeah, it went dead straight from where I was facing, and yeah, safe to say we went on the driving range for much longer after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember what my first round ever. I think first couple of rounds ever playing golf. I was at Picton at Anthill. I remember I was on hole, I want to say 5, I think, or 7. It was one to get you hit it straight onto hitting it towards the main drag.
Yep.
I remember I was short, had a bit of water in front of me, and then I had the green there. But if I went long, I was on the road.
Oh wow.
First couple of rounds I ever played with, I was like, oh yeah, I'll just use a 9 iron. Yeah, no, I should have been using, a soft pitching wedge or and I've just absolutely tattooed this one straight on the road, and all I see is the ball just go absolutely shooting up in the air.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, oops.
So yeah, Moy mentioned one of the boys you won that cup with, Tunner. I went for a round with him. I want to say near on 12 months ago. We just went to Lakeside on Raby Road, and he's like, "We're playing best ball and whatnot," and he's like, "And you can choose. You use whatever club you want, and you can choose what club I use." All right. We got to the 18th, and I'm like, "You know what? This hole, you're just using your putter. You're teeing off with your putter. You're everything with your putter." He still shot a birdie with his putter.
Hold on. Was that an actual birdie or was that a ton of birdie? Because they're two different things.
Put it this way: we used his drive with the putter. I landed one from where his putter landed. I hit one, landed it about maybe 5-6 feet from the pin, and then putted it in. And like the 18th at Lakeside, I'm pretty sure it's part 4.
Yeah.
Right.
One by the water.
Yeah, you got the water you got the water at the front
Yeah.
on the left, and then you got the tree in the fairway.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we like best ball birdie. I was like, "Man, how the hell are you?" He drove it like 200 with his putter. I was like, "What?"
Yeah, don't ask me to tee off with my putter. Simon knows that. I may have topped it, didn't go past the lady. So next shot, pants down. But I had a 3-wood though, and I hit it dead straight. And I was like, do I need to do the rest of my golf, rest of the round like this?
See,
pants
normally I'll drive the ball after the first well, and then it's just the rest of the day I forget what I did in that one shot, and I overthink it, and then all that kind of jazz. But my favorite club is my hybrid. I like the hybrid because it's across. You don't have to look 280.
Yeah.
You can hit 200 and set yourself up well. Apologies for those who are hearing my daughter in the background. She's just woken up from a nap and decided, hey, it's to scream. But anyway, all right. Well, hey, I got one question, and then we're gonna hopefully we'll have enough votes to decide what song we're gonna sing. Although my daughter sounds like she's already started singing. And this question came from you pretty much. If you had all the money in the world, and I slightly changed it, if you had all the money in the world, which sporting franchise would you buy? I think about that one. What sport? Like, if you could buy any team in the whole wide world, which one would you buy?
I'll let you go first, Lockie, because I got mine, but it's purely for selfish reasons. I've got two, but they're both selfish reasons.
Yeah, look, I'd probably don't know that part there's hard. Like, if I could choose a sport like just to fully invest in, I'd probably do bowling and then
No, team.
No, like
team.
What team would you buy?
Team wise, oh,
so like using NRLs as well, like the Panthers or the Tigers or whatnot, like any franchise in the world.
my one would probably be Toronto Blue Jays. I'd go there. I know you'd be on the same path with baseball.
So like my first one would be the Angels, because that's who I follow, which is an MLB team. We're not the best, but just to say, even if it was for a day, to say that I own the Los Angeles Angels at Anaheim, that would make my world. But then the other one is I would buy the New York Yankees and then dismantle the team altogether and fold it so that there is no more New York Yankees. That is how much I hate the Yankees.
Okay, well, you lose. Because not only is the Yankees one of the most recognizable teams in the world, you're getting your money back as soon as you buy the team. So that's one of the reasons why I'd buy them. I'd also buy the Celtics.
Up the Celtics.
Yeah.
Up the Celtics.
Yeah, I'd buy the Celtics. Just purely know why I follow them? For the green. I just love the green. That's all. I don't care too much about the players.
I like them because of because of the history.
Yeah, well, there is that, but I don't know too much because I'm focusing too much on the colour. And if I was to look local, like as in a sport here in Australia, then it would have to be the Cowboys. Who beat the Panthers tonight? Just so you're all aware, just in case you missed it.
We're thinking local. Like, so obviously I'm a Sharks fan. I'd go Sharks. But you'd almost want to say like the Roosters or the Storm or something, just because they're like, going off using your theory, they're the most recognisable teams in the NRL. And like, you look at the Storm's history, like, yeah, there's that dark patch and whatnot, but even still, like, they're probably the most dominant NRL club of the past 2 decades.
Sorry, I'm just reading the comments. Your mother disowns you. And apparently I won't need too much money because I'll just need a small loan to buy the Cowboys. Like, seriously. All right, boys. Well, hey, what I like to do, because we are getting a bit on time and dinner is in the oven, but your one piece of advice that you would give to your younger self. Okay. We'll just stick with the one because we've still got a song to get through, ladies and gentlemen. Just you've got like maybe 2 minutes to put your request there. There's 3 options down the bottom of the screen. We've had 2 votes, because that's how.
That's how big we are.
That's how everyone wants. That's how much everyone wants to hear us sing. So the 3 songs down here, just put it in the comment section which one you want us to sing, and we'll make sure we do that. I'll go first this week. So the best piece of advice I'd give my younger self is to take all the risks just take all the risks, because at the end of the day you can fail as much as I did as a kid, but I also achieved a lot more than I failed, and that was because of the risks that I took. So that's my piece of advice. If you can go down that line, lock it would be yours.
Actually, coming into this, that was going to be mine, because I'm someone who just overthinks and don't have the confidence to back myself. I do overanalyze absolutely anything and everything. So my part would probably was to take the risk and stand by my gut decision. Like, don't get me wrong, it's helped me out in a couple of things, but it's also hindered me in quite a few things as well, just in general life. And I feel like you always just take the risk at the right time, because that'll naturally unfold. But as soon as you As soon as you hesitate, then you're going through absolutely anything and everything in your mind to try and justify why you didn't do it.
I like that.
My one's a simple one this week. Smile.
Yeah, you definitely don't do enough of that, eh?
No, and especially growing up, we're like coming through the system and everything. Like I say, the system, like playing at MacArthur, there isn't this
For a moment there, you had me worried about what system you were talking about. I thought you were going to get yourself in trouble there, mate. Like,
No. So like playing ball at MacArthur, there isn't the expectation, but you put this expectation on yourself to be the best you possibly can. And Lockie can agree with me on this, right? And you feel pressure from yourself about how you play wearing that uniform. And the one thing, I look back on photos and I look back on videos and everything, and the one thing that we didn't do coming up and playing all the junior ball was smile a lot. Like, yeah, we'd smile when we win, but we wouldn't smile during the game. We wouldn't smile after the game or anything like that if it was a loss. Like, yeah, no one likes losing, but like this in the past, still smile, still have a laugh. And I feel like we've gotten better with that as we've gotten older. But like I said, if we're telling our younger self, it's just a smile more.
I think also, just to back on to that as well, I think that was just us. Like when we saw our own success, we wanted that all the time. It's like an addiction. It was we were itching for it all the time. So I think that was us. Like, and that just comes. I think that part there just comes with maturity.
Oh yeah, but it also, like, coming from where we were, there was a lot of success at MacArthur before us, and and there was a lot.
okay, I'm just
going to
jump in there. Is that literally what you meant by smile?
Yeah,
You meant it in the terms of your success at MacArthur.
No. So
he doesn't stop smiling though.
Does it sound like I'm jealous? Yes.
Off the diamond, yeah.
I'm smiling a lot more now than what I used to. Like growing up, I would crack jokes, I would laugh, but I wouldn't just walk around with a smile on my face.
I remember you being a village idiot.
No, yeah, that's the perfect way to word it.
What do you mean? Remember, there's still a bit of that.
yeah. Look, you're not wrong on that.
Hey
point.
now.
But I remember when we were young, and then we went through this. It was through this like 12-year-old to say 17, 18-year-old phase where it was we wanted to compete. It was that's all is on our mind.
Yeah,
and we didn't want to. And we wanted to, keep that streak going and whatnot.
Yeah, and we didn't enjoy life for what it was, and we didn't smile enough. So, like, if we're going back, like, and I'm not talking just me, I'm talking all of us, right? Is to smile more, and just enjoy everything for what it is.
All right, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I like how you edit it that way.
Yeah.
Were you a bit concerned there?
I was let's talk about softball. Like, we just had a conversation about it. Mate.
Yeah. No, but just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, I like that. All right. Well, we've got more votes, so I think it's clear that the song that we're going to be ending the episode on, and you know what, I am going to say that I like the fact that this song has been chosen. Why? Because I like to end the episode in an inspirational way, even though we're going to ruin it by our voices.
Absolutely butcher it.
But I think it's a whole thing. The words "Don't Stop Believing." Oh, it's just I think it ties together everything that we've done tonight.
You were trying to rickroll everyone.
Why?
You. Your song's trying to rickroll everybody.
No, that's why I love it when my kids sing it. That's their one karaoke song that they sing, and they try and do that shake that he does in the video.
You just mean just every white guy dance ever?
Yeah, and like my two boys did it. They're white as, but when they did it, I was like, it's not even close, but it's what you would expect.
Yeah.
But anyway.
By the way, Danielle Shears, Mum, I love you. Please don't disown me.
I would.
Well, you said it. So I'm just going to get through these breaks so I don't have YouTube Premium.
Ooh.
But the winning song, ladies and gentlemen, for all those watching, the enjoyment, for your enjoyment at home, to all of those who are watching. Oh, hold on. Make sure you got the lyrics up on your phone, boys.
I've got him.
You're jumping in on this. You're not just sitting there like a clown.
No, it's all good. I got it.
All right, you got the lyrics.
Right. Growing up, this was the song for my mother. Like, not Danielle, my biological mother.
All right.
She would play this every day.
Okay, all right. Well, for those watching at home, if you ever feel like you're giving up, you've just got to believe in yourself, ladies and gentlemen.
Have a humor.
Have a humor. Don't stop believing in yourself. We're about to butcher the hell out of the song. All right, so we're going to take turns, all right, boys? I'll take it. Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. It took the midnight train going anywhere. Lachlan.
Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere.
All right, bring it home, Brady. Ladies and gentlemen, this is that time in the song where you just reflect on your life choices, ladies and gentlemen.
Like this one right here.
Hey, the positive thing that gets better from here. Here we go, take it away, Brady.
I see you in a smoky room. Smell of wine and cheap perfume.
It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers. What are they doing? For what?
Up and down the boulevard, there's shadows searching in the night.
People living just a fine emotion, hiding somewhere in the night. All right, well, you know what? Working hard to get my thrill.
Oh yeah, I think that's it, eh?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we're gonna do? We're not going to end like that. Like, I'm sorry, but God sake, that was difficult.
Oh, I think last week's song was actually better.
Yeah, we're going to number 2, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't even, bro, this isn't even the song I picked.
I know, but you know what? Whatever, it's not your show. Like,
I didn't get the lyrics up for this one.
oh my goodness, we're gonna try and bring that back, and just I guess have a song that we can get to.
I actually don't think we can bring it back from here.
No, I don't.
Not singing anyway.
We're gonna give it a go, boys. All right, it's just about giving it a go. It's about having humor.
I don't even get the lyrics.
All right, here we go. This is a much better song, by the way. I saw you dancing in a crowded room. You look so happy when I'm not with you. But then you saw me, caught you by surprise. A single teardrop falling from your eye.
I don't know why. I run away.
I'll make you cry when you run away.
All right, we're bringing it back. You could have asked me why I broke your heart. You could have told me that you fell apart.
Hey, this is the perfect place to leave.
Yeah. I don't know why I ran away. I'll make you cry when I run away. Take me back 'cause I wanna stay. Save your tears for another. Your tears for another day. Save your better way to finish, boys. At least we're like somewhere in the vicinity of getting up there.
I think when we're all doing it, when we were all doing it,
Oh, man,
it was better.
I feel like we harmonise better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because there was no harmony in that room. All right. Well, for all of those who have joined us, firstly, Lockie, thanks for jumping on the couch with us tonight. I really appreciate having you on here. Welcome back anytime. Because I'm sure we can talk softball all the time. Not that I want to. Just want to make it clear because it's not a softball podcast. That was the last one I did.
I was going to say, you've been and done that before, right?
Yes, and we got over it. But for anything, mate, I know there's quite a bit happening in the space. You've just become permanent full-time, so congratulations there, mate.
Hey, good boy.
And obviously, Brady, we'll be back next week. So,
Oh, my Lord, thank you. Sunday's off.
but no, thanks, boys. Anything you want to say before we sign off?
Sure.
Okay, no, that's not what I'm talking about. Lockie, anything you want to say before you finish, mate?
No, good night to all, and I'll probably see you guys whenever.
See you around the diamonds.
I'll see you on Wednesday, Moe, and then Brady's
We'll catch up whenever, mate.
whenever. Yeah, we're whenever sort of people.
Yeah, nice. All right. Well, to sign off on the episode, firstly, I want to give a big shout out to our mates at Mad Hatter Concepts. As we do all the time, every single week, we give our plug to our sponsor. So to Dale and the team, thanks so much for your support. To everyone who's watched on whatever platform you decided to watch on, thank you for all those who have been commenting in the comment section. We thank you for your viewership tonight and your comments. What we are going to do is we're going to end on the video that because I do want to end the episode the way we started. But before I do, again, thank you. We look forward to running the midweek episode. I can guarantee you it'll be back this week. Thursday night we'll be coming live for you again. Other than that, take care, be safe, and talk soon.
Moi mitsi kwa